Hey everyone, this is Matt from the Daily Trade. I'm going to pretty much go over just a lot that's happened today in the market. You know, the daily watch list for tomorrow, August 28th, 2020, right? And pretty much what you're looking at right now is the RNC, right? The Republican National Convention happening with Trump speaking. And as well on the right, you can see the S&P futures right now. And we did push over that 350, right? That 3,500 level. That was a lot of, bringing in a lot more buyers and potential, right? Whole numbers. Remember in the last video, I talked to you more about whole numbers. Whole numbers are huge. So really looking at 350 marking up into Friday. This is a what is it? I think it's a 5-day winning streak now for the week. I was talking about this earlier on Sunday, letting chat members know, hey, we're going to have a possible 5 to 7 day winning streak of SPY, right? Because of the RNC, Trump on Sunday tweet out saying the economy was great, said in an interview and everything. So that's something that was potential to bring on, the S&P and a lot higher, and pushing up already an all-time high last week, right? So pushing into this week, it was, kind of, monumental into getting to that 350 level. And it's huge getting to this 350 level, let me say. But we also want to be careful when it comes up to here and, reaching new all-time highs. You don't want to be the first one to sell, right? So let me just jump in back to the watch list for tomorrow and a little recap of what happened today. So what happened today, I'm pretty sure everyone heard about BYND, right? That was a huge thing for a lot of people getting into BYND. In the chat itself, I didn't do a watch list last night. I'm sorry about that, guys. I was more focused on getting this stuff out to the members. But I will be doing the watch list daily, right? So the Monday through Thursday at night. And so pretty much yesterday in chat, I went over with BYND and the members, right? So BYND might be getting in a little early here, but 130 is the price target. That was yesterday just because of what I saw yesterday. And you kind of see this little wedge forming here, right? It's not really a bull flag. It's really just your baseline support. Pretty easy, solid play. You're not going to, this is probably one of the easiest you've probably ever seen. It's very, squeeze potential right here, getting to the edge of the wedge, the end of the wedge. I thought this was actually going to play out maybe into the next week and not really, the day next, right? So it was a really lucky play. I'll say that. But it had the opportunity. And to note, just to show you how to find these, in the day of yesterday, so yesterday when it was getting to the top of the wedge, it was kind of surprising to see the volume that came in with it, as well as the call volume. I can show you the call volume on that as well. Let me show you BYND. Let me pull up BYND. Let me pull up the call volume from yesterday in those 130s, right? And I mentioned this to everyone in the chat yesterday that there was a huge buy-in, and that was the sweeps, right? The option sweeps, and the huge call volume coming in. And that was just huge, right? So just seeing how that potential grew on a lot of people, it was just like, okay, why are all these call sweeps here? So just seeing that was huge. And then going into today, right at open, man, that was a perfect play. Okay, so we got the news that BYND was going to have that e-commerce, right? So there's also this, hysteria of like, oh, the news is what drives the market. To me, in my opinion, I really believe in technical analysis, and that's a huge thing, right? So moving into the day, I was like, oh, the TA played out again, right? So technical analysis usually plays out most of the time. Like 90% of the time, 95% of the time I've traded, it's literally played out. And a lot of people are like, what's driving this pump? What's driving this down? It's mostly the price action levels, right? The certain price levels, your VWAPs, this TA that you did, some random wedge, some, all this stuff, it plays out. And moving into this morning, we got to that 130 level, mentioned to everyone, hey, we're going to get the in the money calls right at open, and, pushed higher to 136, sold down around like 133, right? And that was right here. Got him BYND 160% in total, right? I guess it's divided up. 127% for the weeklies, and then 293%, almost 300% for next week. So that was really, that was really fun to play. Very simple, very easy play. Should have gotten more, but I was a little early, right? I thought I was a little early getting into it yesterday, possibly, holding it until next week, right? So that's enough of Beyond because I don't want to, go into that. The next thing, biggest thing, right, we're going to be looking into, and I know a lot of people are going to be looking into this for tomorrow, is ULTA, right? So ULTA beat their EPS by 58, right? So it was huge. The revenue missed, but that really didn't matter to a lot of people. It didn't miss. What's crazy is that it missed by 10 million, right? But people were expecting a lot more. But if you really know about it, you can ask anybody or a lot of my sisters, right? My sisters, makeup, right? So get into that makeup, you're gonna know, all right, are these girls gonna be getting makeup with their stimulus checks? Probably, right? So I know a lot of people were talking about ULTA throughout the past couple months, saying how ULTA has been, booming online and all this stuff. So that was huge going into earnings, right? So we got into earnings. Let me just say that I'll post it tomorrow just because, I'll post it on the Instagram, I'll post it on the TikTok, I'll post it in chat, our profits, because we did announce it, into the end of the day, you could see that there wasn't any volume. And let me show you how you could actually find this. So, sorry, there wasn't, if you go on here and you could see the spreads, right? And I only got one because it's, you don't want to go all into an earnings play. It's always a 30, 30%, right? 30% you're going to win, 30% you're going to lose. And 30%, I mean, you're going to lose too, but you're going to get, theta killed, pretty much, get theta crushed. And so that's huge that you don't, it's always a, you don't want to go full in on earnings, right? You could, and you're going to lose all your money, or you're going to, win a lot of money, right? So, that's why you want to, play with profits. And, I'm already up 1,700 for the week. So it doesn't really matter for me to just lose, 190 bucks here. But getting into ULTA, I mean, you're looking at the open interest on the call side, right? Compared to the open interest on the put side, not much favoring the put side. The volume too, as well, was huge on ULTA today. All right. Not so much on the put side. The short, I got this from one of the members where he's very great with, his analysis, and he's about to go work for JPM here soon. He was talking to me. He let me know right before close, right? He was letting me know, hey, ULTA as well has a 6% short float, 3 days left to cover. Shoot. So if that happened, then we get a EPS boost and everything on earnings. Boom, ULTA's gone. So we did end up getting the 250s. A couple people got a little bit farther. It was a very awesome play, right? So we might end up opening up higher as the S&P is pushing higher overnight. So we'll see how that plays out tomorrow. I'll let you guys know. I really want you guys to be watching these videos more, just because you will be able to see more of these plays, right? The live streams as well, or joining the chat, or checking out TikTok, Instagram. I'll post some analysis on my Instagram just for you guys. Let me know down below as well what else you guys want to see from here, right? So I'll post as much as I can. I'll get to making sure that you guys, have what you want to see. But that was really big, right? So, and then continuing on, Walmart, right? Walmart teams up with Microsoft on TikTok bid. That was announced during very early in the morning. It was announced right here. I was able to get in because I saw it on my phone, right? So I saw it on my phone, immediately hopped in. The volume just came straight up. It was probably the most volume I've seen in a while on Walmart. Hopped in immediately for a 92% gain. It wasn't much, right? But that was just something where you just kind of get in before the volume kicks in, and then you sell possibly the next candle, right? So you get in for the volume pump, you do a day trade, scalp it, right? You can get in these small plays and just scalp them. You don't have to hold all the way till when it starts dying down. And that's part of having these different strategies, right? You're gonna have a technical analysis strategy, you're gonna have an earnings strategy, you're gonna have a scalping strategy, and being able to do all these different things and learn. That's very key in trading, right? You want to be able to be flexible with your trading strategies, not just one-sided all the time, or not being open to learning different strategies or different ways of learning indicators. And that's huge, as well as Workday, right? So Workday did, jump higher with their earnings as well. And one thing that we noticed before is that the volume started to spike before earnings, right? And there was also sweeps before earnings, which, if you don't know, check out the video in our channel. And it's describing how you can watch the option sweeps and how you can pay attention to them. So if you join the chat, you can also check out that video. It's down below. You can join the chat and watch the video because you'll see it. You'll see more of the sweeps there. But if you check our channel, our YouTube channel shows the video tutorial on how to see option sweeps, okay? And how to understand them a little bit better. So you're able to, you know, fundamentally analyze them and know if it's a good one or if it's not. So that is that. I actually want to go over a little bit of AMD, okay? And Boeing, oh, I forgot to even mention, Boeing was huge, right? So Boeing was pretty much of a short squeeze into today. It was a bullish divergence move. If you can see these higher highs right here, sorry, higher lows right here on the RSI, higher lows on MACD, lower lows on your main chart, right, on your candlesticks. And that's giving you a bullish divergence move. Now, I mean, I wasn't really paying attention to it as much yesterday until end of day. Didn't make a play. Thought I was going to, you know, kind of bounce off today. But it ended up shooting in pre-market, right? The news, right? That's what they say. The news made it jump. Not really, no. Right, in my opinion, technical analysis usually plays out. So that was BA, that was DEL as well. Same thing, bullish, or actually this one was a pennant. So getting into a wedge and then pushing out. And it's still pushed higher in after hours. So, but Boeing in general, let me just say, this is an easy way to find, you know, how to squeeze, right? So you get these, let me just show you a quick analysis because you should learn how to identify these plays, right? So we're looking on a 1 minute. I'm gonna show you this real quick, right? We're gonna look at this squeeze. You don't even have to put it all the way up there. You can just do this, do that, and then you're gonna go ahead and do this. That's a freaking squeeze right there. That is what you call a squeeze, right? You're gonna have, you know, the drop after pumping so hard, right? You get that volume pump, right? So you see the volume right here, pushing higher, pushing higher, pushing higher. That's what you want to be writing. That's what you want to be getting into. With the volume raising on every candle, that's what you want to get into. Once that volume starts kicking down, that's when you kind of want to consider taking profit if you're up, right? You don't want to be bag holding, even if it does go higher. You know, you made your profits. You know, that's more than somebody probably lost on their side, right? If they lost on puts or selling their shares, right? So that's what you want to pay attention to. And if you start, you know, dropping on volume, right? We got a little bit of selling volume here and here. Then you're going to kind of just wait for a pullback, right? So you're going to wait for that pullback. You're going to wait for the bounce. You always, you know, wait for the bounces. Don't try and catch a falling knife. That's not what you're trading for, right? You don't want to be catching the falling knife. You don't want to be stuck doing that. And that's huge. That sucks for people. I know a lot of people that just buy because they think it's so low, right? Or buy because it's because they want to buy the dip, right? So it's not what it is intended for. But so you see this coming down, right? And how do you know it's going to bounce back, right? So if you're looking at this, the lower the volume is just, you know, decreasing over time, right? That means it's bullish. When there's volume coming down on the stock, I mean, when there's volume coming up, then the stock is going down. That is a bearish move, right? You know, the volume, you know, selling volume is kicking up and your stock is going down. That's bearish. If your volume is going down as the stock is moving down with it, that is bullish. That is when you want to wait for the volume to kick up, just like this right here. That's when you want to wait for it. You know, you get the candles that are getting tighter, right? The bid and ask is getting tighter, 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 waiting for that volume pump to come out. And it came out, right? So that's a nice little scalp. So 173 to 175, 176 area, right? That's what you want to look for. You don't want to be catching the falling knife. Just wait. The premiums are going to get lower. The premiums are going to get lower. Even the RSI, look at that. It got as low to almost 30s, like the low 30s, right? And then you just wait for that pop. And you also have the weekly VWAP right here. You could have, you know, waited for it to get down and then saw the first pop and just held it, right? because you're already towards the bottom. The IV already kicked down. Your premiums probably are a lot cheaper than if you bought right here, right? So when you buy right here, and just wait for that pop, that first green pop, you know, and then you'll be able to wait till your weekly VWAP. And these are kind of the things that, you know, we're trying to focus on in the chat, right? We're trying to help you understand more of the analysis behind the trades and actually show you how to do it. All right, we have the free options course coming out. Myself and John are doing that. We're going to have the free options beginners course, and then we're going to have an advanced one, right? The options course is going to be awesome for everyone to understand, you know, the basics of options, and not going to be your dumb one, right? But that one's free. And I want to go over that because, you know, people can join that and see how we roll and see how we do all that stuff. So I was just going to put that out there. So that was Boeing, and that's, you know, that's a key thing you always want to watch out for with these little pumps, and you think, oh, I dumped, maybe I shouldn't get in. No, you probably should. That's a squeeze, or you're, you know, you're getting the bounce, right? That's a huge, huge opportunity. Okay. AMD. Let me go over AMD real quick. AMD. AMD, I know, is hurting a lot of people. AMD, you know, everyone's waiting for it to break 90. Everyone wants it to go to 90, right? That's huge. Everyone wants it to push higher. Now we can push higher, but we're waiting for something here to show up on our charts, right? You don't want to get in and not know a plan. You know, there's nothing for me to look at now, right? If I see something, I'll do it, but I don't see anything. And earnings is just around the corner in October, right? It may not seem that far, but you're going to realize it when it kicks around. You're going to realize it and be like, oh, shoot, it's earnings season, right? One thing about AMD is that it's kept its full supporting trend line, right? AMD is closing in day by day. As we get day by day, you're going to be wanting to pay attention to the 87, the $87 level, right? 87.13 is what we're looking at as a resistance one on our pivot point. Pivot points are key levels, key points based off algorithms and the actual charts itself from the candles and the movement and the price action. As we get higher and push, you know, push between this ascending triangle, right? We're going to be waiting for a breakout. And your breakout's most likely going to be that $88 area. Once it gets pushed that $88 area, you're going to get a little bit of selling, right? You're going to have those asks, the people on the ask side, the sellers, they're going to be selling, and then they're going to be like, all right, we're going to get you in this moment. You know, that meme stock, right? The one that says, no, dump it, right? So we're going to be watching for that $88 breakout area, okay? This is going to be either between next week, right? So we're getting into it, right? We're looking at the dates, 28th of August, 31st of August, 1st of September, 2nd of September, 3rd of September, right? So we're looking in these days, and this is what we're looking for. And I'll mark it right here. We're looking for that breakout. Now, if you wanted to, you could go ahead and get a $90 call for September or maybe in October, right? They're probably still cheap. Let's actually check them out real quick, because this is pretty cool. Okay, so September 4th. Let's look at this. Let's really pay attention to this. Oh shoot. I was looking at this pivot point right here price. I didn't even realize it's down here. So 83.80, right? So as we come down lower, right? We're down here. We're looking at the gamma being lower on these options, right? So if you kind of think about it, you know, when a stock is moving lower, your call options are going to get lower, right? So if you're paying attention to that and you buy, you know, kind of where your price target is to buy in, and you're buying in at the low. And as your stock moves higher, obviously the premiums jack up. So why not just wait for the dips in between before your, your plan, right? So 87.13 is our plan to jump up above and then to 88. Why not just, keep buying at the lows before it, hits this area? That's what I don't get, is people will, buy right here at this level, even though when they could have bought, down here, if this was their price level, if they had this trend line and everything, you just buy those dips. Just know the plan and get in early, just like that, okay? So if we're looking at these, right, $90 calls for September 4th are 70 cents right now. That's the ask. That's $70 if you're new to options, right? September 11th, we're looking at $100. The open interest is 1.87K, 1.4K. That is nice, actually. That's really cool. $90 for the September 11th ones. September 18th. And you know what? I know a lot of people ask this. S&P. What are you gonna think about the S&P in the next coming days as we dip lower or something, and we, will AMD fall? Just pay attention to the stock you are watching. That's all I have to say. Just pay attention to the stock you are watching. Watch that analysis. Don't pay attention to the indices, right? You don't want to pay attention to those as much to motivate your analysis, right? You want to pay attention to the individual stock, because individual stocks can move on their own ahead of an indices, right? Of the indices, or indices, same thing, right? They can move differently from, let's say SPY, NASDAQ, the Dow. They can move differently ahead of those, right? They can move on their own. Something may cause it, right? And that's really, I try not to pay attention to SPY as much, but if I see a little bit of an indication on SPY, it might drop my stock that's moving, kind of with it. So that's what you want to see. You want to keep that correlation with it. But yeah, so $90 for that on September 18th, $90 calls. Wow, those are huge. Look at that. Look at that. Open interest on those. Open interest, 20K, 9.2. That $90 call for September is actually looking really clean, guys. And your price target, let's just put up our price target up here. I'll throw it up here real quick. Let's make that our price target. So $90 our price target. That gives us a nice run if we get it from right here all the way up. That's a 7% move, and we're moving higher, right? So let me put up a weekly, because weeklies are still nice, right? If we do get a push higher. We only got these weekly pushes, right? We could always get more weekly pushes before breaking down lower, and a lot of people are waiting for that $100 break. AMD psychological level, 90 and 100. Whole numbers. Remember, people love whole numbers. Psychological Wall Street numbers, 90 and 100 for now on AMD. Okay. RSI is below 70. It's at 60 right now. We're still looking at it to break above 70 again once more, just to see if it breaks to 90. MACD, it'll probably push green if we do break to 90. But yeah, those aren't big indicators. It's just, I'm just looking at them right now. But yeah, so if we're looking into getting into them long, you can get into any price right at this moment. This is a good stock to get into for it. A lot of stocks are going to be ending up being pretty well getting into them for the long term and just exercising them as well. So that's pretty much a lot of what I had to say. It's getting into Friday, right? We're getting into what's happening, for the rest of the week, right? We're going to go over on, I'm going to go over on Sunday night, okay? Me and John, the other guy in the chat, the other admin, the other trader, right? We're going to be going over on Sunday what we're going to be looking at for the next week. I hope you're there because, we're going to be going over a lot of stuff, right? So keep AMD on your charts, beyond Walmart. Let me go over space because I haven't gone over space yet. And I know a lot of people want me to go over space that are in the chat. And so if you're looking at space here, right? So we're looking at space. Space, broke out of its wedge, right? We had this one green day. We had a push higher. Still ended red though. We had this push yesterday, pushed to 1853. That was a fake out, right? I didn't get in on that. I got in on half, what is it? I got in right here, and I got in at the low of the day. I'm still in it, right? Just because, look at, we're looking at this nice support level right here. We're keeping that nice support level all the way across, right? And seeing that if we keep this across the board and pushing higher and into next week, right? We could get to our 1832 back again. We could get up to $19. And this is with a short squeeze moment, right? We're looking at a short squeeze moment, even with the RSI about to be ready to push higher. And if we're looking on hourlies or something like that, oh, that's a lot of indicators. Let me throw that off real quick. Too many indicators is sometimes too bad, right? And so we're trying to wait for that push higher and get there. This is going to be an interesting play. I mean, space, I love space, right? But you have to time it correctly. There's a lot of moves that happen on space. It's very algo based, kind of like a lot of other, airlines or anything like that. It's hugely based on algo trading. Okay. So this one, our price target is 1832 and then 19 after that. The volume has been decreasing over days in the past, in the previous 2 weeks, right? That, as I explained earlier, that is a huge indication of a bullish move. So that, and the last one I had, so it was AMD, Space, and Disney. So Disney into tomorrow. We're going to see how this plays out just because we haven't got any action after hours. Actually, I didn't even check after hours. So after hours, we did get some action, but I don't think the news came out then that Disney, was thinking about reopening their park. So, or they might be ready for their park opening. So we might see a move here tomorrow. Don't get into it just right away. This huge level right here, 134.86. That's huge for Disney. I think I had this before from a previous time. I usually keep some of my indicators up just to know, or my trend lines just to know, where previous trends were. So just seeing that, we just want to pay attention to the level, seeing with that news. So that is pretty much it. We trade every day, 5 days a week. Market resources are always here. Traders always looking for plays. There's a lot of people that are, very, community built and participating all the time. 30 minutes to close. Live Zoom meetings, right? You have that with John every single market day, 30 minutes to close. He'll do a recap and he'll do, making sure you have your swing trades set up and everything. And if you want to join and catch these plays on the spot, click the link in the description. You'll be able to find us for the options trading Discord chat. You'll be able to find us on StockTwits. You'll be able to link. You'll be able to find everything else that you need for Instagram or anything else you want to follow. So I want to thank you all for actually checking out the Discord. Some have already joined this week, right? We've been around for almost a year. We're coming up on our year. Just want to say thank you to people that have been watching the YouTube videos recently. You guys are awesome, and hopefully you guys stick around, watch some more videos, and stick to the plays, right? It's been a fun week. It's been an awesome one. I just want to say thank you again, and hope to see you guys either in the chat or here commenting down below. Leave a like, subscribe. Thank you all.